Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. The fresh produce industry is valued at over $75 billion in the U.S. and expected to grow by over 7% annually until 2028. What are the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead for the industry? Patrick McCullough, CEO of ProducePay, a digital marketplace that connects growers to distributors, joins me to discuss. Patrick, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill.
You got it. What's the overall state of the fresh produce industry?
So growth, we've got high demand coming from population growth, which is 1.1% per year. If you accumulate that over 10 years, you got some real significant new mouths to feed, but also you have Gen Y and Gen Z leaning into plant-based food. So we're looking at growth.
With all of this growth projected for the industry, what are some of the challenges associated?
You know, weather, disease, global supply and demand all bring volatility to pricing. So supply chain, transportation can all be impacted by these things. So really ensuring that we have the supply we need, and developing new land to plant's difficult. We're competing with energy and habitation. So the best idea is eliminate waste and streamline the whole vertical.
Right, and just like every other industry, integrating new technologies is really part of the key of it, but it's not just as easy to flip a switch, and especially with supply chain industries, and it's done.
That's right. You know, ag tech plays an important role, and we're one participant in the broader space, but we think utilizing technology in a $1.3 trillion global industry can lean out the beginning and the end and actually create a lot of opportunities for the end consumer and grocers.
Well, let's talk about ProducePay specifically. How are you helping to relieve these pain points?
You know, we're trying to create connectivity and sustainability. We've got direct to retail concepts where we're trying to bring the farm directly in through one intermediary to grocer. That's different. There's a lot of arbitrage, a lot of open market, a lot of speculation right now that doesn't offer value. We're cleaning that up with matchmaking and supporting the farms all the way through from beginning to end.
Right. Well, of course, transparency and traceability are so important as well with your industry.
They sure are. You know, the U.S. consumer doesn't understand their source of supply. So think about the last time there was an E. coli breakout on spinach. We had to shut down a third of the nation's spinach supply because they all got intermingled in these open markets, these terminal warehouses, and we don't understand, you know, that traceability. We're changing that. We're actually showing retail and distributors what fruit and vegetables look like in the field and then in the packing houses so that we can trace those from beginning to end.
So how does that work? And this might sound like an elementary question, but it's not like you put a QR code on a piece of lettuce. What, on a high level, what does that process look like, tracing from farm to table?
So it starts with visibility. It starts with taking technology to the field, using optics to look objectively at what's the sugar content estimate, what is the color, what is the size, and then we can absolutely put tracing elements into cartons and pallets to know exactly where things are moving from and to.
Yeah, it's amazing the things that we take for granted every day when we just order a salad or have some fruit. What's next for the industry and specifically for ProducePay?
You know, we think bankability and direct to retail is the big movement. We've got investment grade offtakes in the form of our largest grocers in the United States. And we haven't really leveraged that yet. Those retailers' needs aren't getting met in the farms. We're not planting the right things to be harvested at the right time. So we need to invest in those things. So creating an investable land development, breeding program, and planting is a key to what's going on. We're working on programs like this with a partner called 4-Star Fruit in the grape industry right now, but we're developing Southern Hemisphere and Northern Hemisphere grape programs to meet 52-week demand for retail.
All right. Interesting. Appreciate the insight, Patrick. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.